Hey people, this is Jen. I hope everybody's good. I'm a psychic medium, energy healer, and spiritual teacher, and I'm here with a message um, about physical symptoms and being sick from being in a twin flame connection. I know that some of you will resonate with that. Others won't because everybody's different, but I I've been like strongly guided to post this because for those who are really affected physically, it's hard to find the answers. And the answer to that is that yes, being in the twin flame connection can definitely make you physically sick. I am one of these people. I have known for a very long time um, that it was my twin flames connection doing this to me, on top of everything that needed to be released and purged. But there's a different angle to this, and this is my truth. I'm not claiming that I have the absolute truth. This is my truth, and I know that I'm not the only one feeling this, going through this, or saying this. I have connected with other people who are um, seeing this as being real. I am one of these twins with a whole bunch of physical symptoms, and I have been on the path for quite a while, many years now. I've started my awakening many years ago. I started my purging many years ago. And that when that started, I just didn't know what the hell was going on. Um, and my pain, my physical symptoms started in my childhood. And now, with the knowledge that I have now at this time, with my connection and with my awakening and with my spiritual knowledge and my life, basically, I now know what it is. All these symptoms that I started getting from a very young age, like, there's two parts of this. One part is I was born with this from ancient and past lives. The other part of this is totally related to my twin. A lot of the physical pain that I have comes from him. And I've been fighting my entire life to prove my point on this. And I'm very serious about this. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind in that regard. If you don't believe in this, if you don't resonate with this, that's fine. I respect your opinion. But this is my truth, like I said. As a kid, I started having these weird physical symptoms that nobody could explain. No doctors, and nobody that I went to see, basically. These weird symptoms, I could describe them as a pulling, a tug, like a tug of my soul. And I remember as a kid asking myself, why am I here? Why am I on earth? What am I doing here? And I knew at that point that I had a twin. I could feel his presence. I knew he was there, real, and somewhere in this world. I knew he wasn't in my country. Um, I had already started getting visions about him as a kid. But these symptoms that I was getting were just without an explanation. Really, just pain, just sharp pain showing up. When you at night when you get these calves cramps, I would get those all the time in my calves, in my toes. My feet would like just get crooked in one way, and then things would get stuck and unstuck and this and that. And I grew up like that. And around the age of 7 or 8 or something like that, my back started being very painful. I started popping my back, by twisting my spine, just popping my back. And I didn't know what it was, but before feeling that need of having to pop my back, I would feel this tug, this pulling inside, this change in vibrations inside of me, but I didn't know what it was. So I just, kind of learned how to live with it. But now I can tell with 100% confidence that it was my twin flame connection. And it was actually my twin. I was getting the rebound of what he was going through. And so, yes, being in a twin flame connection can definitely make you sick physically. Some people will get stomach aches, heartburns, dizziness, headaches, or pure physical pain like me. And mind you, there are no coincidences, right? Because that's not a coincidence in my case, because my twin is a physical healer. So it was meant to be. It was meant for me to go search for him and start searching for him so we could meet. Um, and these symptoms that I have, this pain that I have, of course, doctors wanted to give me all kinds of medication. I went down that road like 15 years ago, and then I said, no, I refuse to take any kind of medication because they're not serving me any good. Aside from destroying my liver and my stomach, they're not doing anything for me. If, for example, I was on a really strong pain medication that was supposed to help me for like 6 hours, it would help me for 1 hour and then stop. So I stopped all of that and I took it upon myself. And I didn't know anything about twin flames back then. I took it upon myself to just, trust my instincts, intuition, and just keep moving forward. And I would move from one doctor to another, one physical healer to another. And of course, all medical doctors didn't see anything, even after going through all these exams, MRI scans, X-rays, this and that. So they would always end up telling me that it was psychosomatics. But what I am discovering now, and I'm not discovering it, it's just that it's probably the first time that I'm really saying it out loud. Psychosomatics are not strictly related to your mental in this life. They are related to your past lives. And that's what I have been discussing with my physical healers lately, because I have more than one, right? And last week I was with one of them and we were discussing this, and he was like a bit doubtful about picking up pain from past lives. And I started talking to him on how I did regressions in my mother's room to clear some energies from what she has given to me while being pregnant with me. And that actually happened with the help of my twin. It was pretty powerful. And I was also able to go through past lives using regressions. Now I can do it just navigating my own Akashic records. But before I learned how to do this, I would use hypnosis, regressions, to explore our past lives. And I know I picked up a lot of things from my past lives. But after clearing all of that, I don't think it's normal that I should need to clear 100 times this. I'm not saying that I have 100 past lives, but it doesn't make sense that I would need to go back to clearing this. So this is when I started thinking that's probably my twin that I'm picking up, because my pain has settled on the right side of my body. So on the masculine energies, of course, part of this masculine energy is my own, but it's also his. And I know now for a fact that all these symptoms that I have and this pain that I have is really strictly related to him. Not strictly, because some of it is also in regards to Ascension symptoms. I'm sorry, I had a hard time swallowing. Uh, some of these symptoms are part of like Ascension symptoms, but the pain, the injury that I have, like my body is popping from everywhere, all my joints. And when a healer works on me, they freak out because all of them, and I've seen hundreds of them, they've never seen someone as damaged as me, if I can say it this way. They're like, how can you be up and about, going about your life if your body is so messed up. They don't understand. It's just that, I was born with this, so I kind of learned how to live with it. But um, they're always very extremely surprised when they just treat my body, because they're like, oh my God, this makes no sense. Like you have so many layers of injuries. And that goes with the layers of healing that every twin flame teacher is talking about. Things come up in layers. I have that in my body, and I had the proof more than once that it was coming from my twin. Earlier in this video, I was talking about popping my back at the age of 7 or 8. Well, I can now tell why I was doing that, because it was strictly related to what he was going through at that age. I think it was a month ago, maybe more, I don't know, during a treatment for an hour, a full hour of having a healer, and it wasn't my twin, having a healer working on me. I saw the movie of his life, and this healer, she was working strictly on my right side, and she wasn't doing any kind of energetic treatment or healing. It was purely physical. The fascias, the body, the every organs or muscle in our body has an envelope, and it's called the fascia. And the fascia retains a lot of information and a lot of emotions. A lot of things are being printed there. And when I get treatments, that's mainly what they work on, because that's what's wrong with me. And I know that, like I've been saying from the beginning of this video, it's coming from my twin, because I did a lot of my healing. I'm not saying that I'm done, but I've done my fair share of healing. And during that treatment for an entire hour, I was like shown the movie of his life. And maybe 2 or 3 months prior to that, during one treatment also, I had this wave of emotions coming out, and it surprised me. It actually choked me. I started sobbing and crying like a baby, being very upset about this, and I wasn't seeing clearly what it was. And then maybe a couple minutes after, I was shown, and it was him. I was purging for him right there on the table. And even my healer, she was like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And then 2 months later, being shown the movie of his life, and it went with every region of my body that she was working with, as she was releasing the physical tissue. The emotion and the energies would clear out, just leave my body. And I'm an energy healer. This is something I can do, but I know on me, I've been able to clear the energy. But once I reach a new layer of healing, if the body is not being healed, I cannot access those levels to clear the energy out. And it has like a ripple effect, or it is purely a reflection of my twin flame connection. Lately, I've been dealing with a lot of ankle and hip pain, restrictions, problems on my right side. If we look at the metaphysical dictionary, ankles and hips, ankles, when they're blocked, is refusal to move forward. And that translated very clearly to me into him refusing to move forward for a few things. And I'm not accusing him of anything when I'm talking like that. It's just, that's the way my journey was. And the hip is just related to the root and sacral chakras, which are security, confidence, pleasure, including sexual pleasure, especially the sacral chakra. It's all about having fun, not necessarily sexual, but just having fun, enjoying life. And only my right hip is painful. And I'm like, okay, now I know it's him. Well, I've known for a while, and I've started, this shift. I've been working on this shift for a while, um, and I'm just working with that. I'm working with it, and yeah, all of this to say that a twin flame connection can definitely make you sick. Like I said, some people have like heartburns or stomach aches or other kinds of physical symptoms, and yes, it can come from your twin. So one thing you can do is try to meditate on it, and um, try to link it to something, or just ask to be shown what it is. And when you're ready to be shown or to receive it, they're going to show you what it's all about. It's pretty traumatic, so it's pretty intense because you're living it as if it's your own. I mean, they're your twin, so they're part of you, you're part of them. So when you release that, it's pretty traumatic. So that's why it cannot be healed all at once. Um, Also, I wanted to do an energy update. We're going towards September. We are right now balancing the masculine and feminine energy, and that's for both twins. It's not only for the masculine, but you're probably feeling this in your life as well, that you're coming more into balance. Like things seems to be getting lighter and easier, and that's great. As usual, I have to cough, and sorry about that. And that's great, because we're becoming in more balance, and you should see this in your physical life as well. People react to that as well. This fall looks like it's gonna be pretty nice. I've said that before in a few videos ago, I believe. September, October, November, December, from now on till the rest of the year, things are gonna flow. We're still gonna feel the roller coaster of emotion, but depending where you are on your journey, because it's always depending where you are on this journey. Either you're gonna be feeling a lot of purge coming on, or a lot of relief, in the sense of, oh, I can finally breathe a little bit because this summer has been intense. My summer has been very intense energy wise. A lot of work has been going on, a lot of energies. August was just crazy, right? And the solar eclipse did a lot of things. So thank you, solar eclipse. Um, One other thing I wanted to talk about as well is, should I tell my twin that they are my twin? Some people are asking themselves these questions, and I'm going to share a little bit of my experience on that. Um, like most people, most twins probably, I wanted to tell my twin from day one that he is my twin, but that's not the way it works. Um, Sorry to say, it's just not the way it works. You have to wait to be guided to tell them that they're your twin. Um, you're gonna receive a clear, extremely clear sign that it's time to say out loud, "Hey, you, hey, babe, you're my twin." And at that point, any kind of reaction is possible on their part. So do not have any attachment to the outcome of it, to the result of it. Just, throw the ball and wait. Um, you're gonna know when it's time. Some twin couples have told each other from almost the beginning of it, and that's absolutely perfect. And they work through the purging and the releasing and the healing together. But some other couple have a different journey, and they have to wait to be guided, like just like I needed to wait to be guided to tell my twin. And when I received that guidance, I was like, oh my god, is this for real now? I have to tell him. And that, made me feel like uncomfortable for a big 12 seconds. And then I said, okay, let's play ball. So I did. I went ahead and told him. But it's important to wait for that guidance, because if you don't, it will create so much pain and hurt, negative emotions running. If you don't wait for that specific guidance, you're going to send your twin running so far away. Um, Not that it's dangerous that he won't come back or that she won't come back, but it's just going to create a whole lot of waiting, interference, pain, so much pain. So please wait. If you're the awakened twin and you are sure, 100% sure that she or he is your twin, and you want to tell them, just validate with your team or validate with a reader that you trust, because I don't want to use the word dangerous, but it is a dangerous game to tell them out of divine guidance. It's important. I waited like, what, a year and a half, I think, after meeting my twin to tell him. And yeah, I wait. Just one morning, I just had the guidance, the vision that now it was time. I was shown exactly and precisely what I needed to do, what I needed to say to put that message out there. So I did so. And now things are fine. So the masculine energy are still changing, and they have changed a whole lot since the eclipse. So yay for that. Much more in balance. So that's supporting the balancing of the feminine and the masculine energy. And all of this because twins are a complement to each other. So we all have to reach a point of being in balance, and to be in balance in your union and with your twin, you need to be in balance within yourself first. So you need to do the work. That's what it means when you hear people say you need to do the work, you need to do the inner work. That's what it means. You need to be in balance within yourself, like totally embrace your feminine and masculine side and have it in balance. Like I'm I have a very strong masculine side to myself, but over the years, I have learned to balance myself. Not that I'm not feminine, it's not that, it's just in my attitude. I'm a doer, I'm a leader, I'm a go for it type of person, and that can be scary for some people. That's my masculine side that is very powerful, and I get that from my parents, and I get that from my dad especially. And because of those behaviors that I have, sometimes some people don't resonate with that, and that's fine. But I have learned with the work that I've been doing on myself to become softer, to still keep those behaviors because they are serving me, but to apply them in a different way, to use them in a different way, to act in a different way, but hoping to achieve the same result. So that way people are less frightened or offended by my behaviors. Not that I'm doing anything wrong. Don't get me wrong here. It's just that, especially in business, and I'm not talking about my reading business, but business. Sometimes, like, I'm not afraid. I will create situations where I put people on the stand and I call their bullshit out. And now I'm not into these games anymore. I just tell myself, you know what? I know you're bullshitting me right now. You're not telling me the truth, but you're lost, not mine. I don't care. It's gonna get you back. There's karma. So like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. As to before, I would be prompt. I would be like, you're lying. Tell me the truth. That kind of stuff. And I don't do this anymore. And that's what being in balance means. It also means to not get triggered so much. I mean, we will always get triggered for the rest of our lives. We will. The point of this, though, is that when you feel a trigger coming on, or when you know that you're being triggered, is to be able to balance it out right away. You're being triggered. Why and what do I need to release? What is it showing me? And what do I need to replace it with? Because when you release, it's always important to replace it with something new and positive. The exact, not the exact, but the positive opposite emotion. That's actual healing. So when you get triggered, the thing is, you look at yourself instead of looking at the other person triggering you. You look at yourself. You look at yourself inside, and you ask yourself, "What is this showing me? It's bringing something up for me. What is it?" And I'm gonna release it consciously and say, "Thank you, but I'm done with you. And from now on, this is how I'm gonna act. This is what I'm gonna do. This is, and if I fall, I fall. Who cares? I'll pick myself back up and start over again." But it's trying new things. It's changing your angle. It's changing the way you see the situation and the way that you react to it. That's what's important to do. That's what being in balance means. And it also means to be, if you're on the receiving end of something that you don't like and you know it's like not a trigger, but pure injustice or a pure form of attack, a free attack. Being in balance is being able to transform it right away into love and to just recognize that the person attacking you is in lack, is coming from a place of pain, is coming from a place of their own triggers, their own wounds, and they're attacking you. It's a form of protection, not protection, but projection. And you need to just detach and just say, think to yourself, okay, this person is in pain, is suffering, therefore they're attacking me. I'm going to transform this into love. And it's crazy how fast this situation can change. Crazy. This is pure magic. This is pure alchemy. And if everybody could do this a little bit more on a day-to-day basis, we would be living on a better planet. That is for sure. But anyway, that's what I think. What else did they want me to say? Saint Germain again is coming up. I talked about Saint Germain being a master alchemist. Well, really, he wants to make himself known. He wants to basically share his knowledge to more people, so we can learn how to use alchemy and to transform more quickly. And he's the guy to go to. So check it out. It's pretty amazing. That is it for this video. So I will be back soon with some other stuff to say. In the meantime, if you want to reach out to book a reading with me, you can do so on my Facebook page, Indigo Girls Readings, or using my email, indigogirl555@gmail.com. And until the next time, be well and blessings to all. Ciao.